Will you always love me, no matter what I do?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dave Cave. I, as always, am Dave. Now, today, we are talking the Prodigy. But before we get to the Prodigy, we got to talk about that Child's Play trailer. You guys are going to be getting it tomorrow morning, I think. I'm not sure what time. But I wanted to go over it real quick because I know a lot of people are dying to see it. I think some cams have got out of it, but none of them are really in good shape. All I can say is it looks solid. The promo shots we've seen of Chucky are for sure not Chucky. That little doll that we've seen is not him. He's got his signature red hair, which is good to see. The long signature red hair, I should say. And also, it doesn't look, it seems to follow maybe a little bit of the story of how maybe Andy gets Chucky. Aubrey Plaza looks good as the mom. I was worried about her because it's Aubrey Plaza and she kind of just, to me, she has a general role that she's been filling lately. So it'll be good to see her in a more dramatic, emotionally driven, terrified kind of role. I'm kind of interested to see it now based on her look in this movie. But for sure, the look of the movie and what appears to be going on with the movie is very different from the original in how they're going to get to where they're going. They might end it in the same kind of way as the original, but that's not the vibe I'm getting so far. I'm going to just go ahead and say it, we don't see Chucky. We see outlines of him, and that's perfect. After all the shit that went on today with the Pet Sematary trailer and all the stuff that is going on with that, it was very refreshing kind of to get nothing. We got a tease, we got a trailer, we got to see some of, how they're going to be shooting this, maybe a little bit of idea of what the story is going to be, but we didn't get anything spoiled. We didn't hear Chucky, we didn't see Chucky except for an outline in a couple spots, and that's all we need because we're just thirsting for more now. We will be. Once you guys see this, you're going to want to see more of this. You're going to be dying for June 21st. I can't wait. Like I said, we don't see him. We don't hear him. I want to see him. I want to see him bad, and I really want to hear him, and I want to hear them do the laugh. I hope they don't fuck it up. I really hope they don't. I can't wait for you guys to see the trailer tomorrow. It's a solid tease, and that's exactly what it needs to be. It's the first one. We don't need anything. We know the story of Chucky. You get an idea of where it's going to go, but you don't know how they get there and all the intricacies in between there. So that's going to be my wrap-up of talking about Chucky. Now let's get into The Prodigy. The Prodigy is directed by Nicholas McCarthy. It stars Taylor Schilling. You got Peter Mooney, and then the maker or breaker of this movie, Jackson Robert Scott. He plays Georgie in it. And let me just tell you, if we don't see any more of this kid, it's going to be a travesty to film. This kid is so good in it as Georgie. Pulled my heart out watching his scenes. He was so good, and I was a little bit worried because maybe it wasn't, maybe it was just a one and done with him. But no, this kid's performance in this movie is so good. He does so well with the whole tortured soul, innocent kid dynamic in his whole body. He makes this movie. The way he plays this totally makes this movie. So aside from Jackson Robert Scott's role as Miles, there are a lot of moments of just pure tension that kind of hinge on him, kind of don't. For me, this movie was pretty much nonstop tension. It was very interesting how they played the whole dynamic of how things were going on. And real quick, going forward, I'm going to avoid spoilers as much as possible. If one slips, I apologize. I'm going to try really hard not to, because not knowing anything aside from what I saw in the trailers don't give anything away. I just did the double reaction last week, and I mean, there was a couple scenes that I knew how they were going to go, still creep the hell out of me, but there are so many other scenes that you're just, And what the Prodigy did really well is it made me uncomfortable a lot. There were times where I could hear other people in the theater just squirming in their seats, and I thought to myself numerous times, Jesus, fuck you, oh my God, like I can't, whew, damn, like they go to some dork places in this movie, dork. The story is pretty straightforward. It's, you have this kid Miles that is a tortured soul, and his parents trying to figure out what's going on with him, and just the tension that is brought about, two grown people trying to figure out what's going on with this little kid that they love so much, and how it just impacts the family dynamic, and how they just have to figure out what is going on with him and how to handle it. And like I said, there are some scenes where you're just sitting there at the end of the day, there's a few jump scares, there's a lot of unsettling moments. I wouldn't say downright disturbing, but there are very unsettling moments in this movie that you're just sitting there and I sat there wide-eyed, just, oh my God, and wondering if they were going to go there, and then they went there, or sometimes they didn't go there, and it's just, general breakdown. I enjoyed this movie. I would say that I left the movie pretty unaffected, though. That's not to say this movie does anything poorly. It just didn't stick with me. I thought it was going to, but it didn't. But that doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy my time. The movie did get my heart racing. The movie did have me gripping my seat. The movie did have my full attention the entire time. And I for sure would recommend going and seeing this movie this weekend. That said, I don't think I need to see it again, and I don't know that I would buy it. But the journey I went on for that hour and I think 40 minutes, maybe 35, something like that, that journey was a good time. I got my heart racing and was tense, which is exactly what a horror movie is supposed to be. And like I said, we need to see more of Jackson Robert Scott. That little boy has so much potential for a career ahead of him. I kind of almost wish that they had him be Andy Parkley in the new Child's Play movie coming out. But you can only have one kid be so many iconic roles, right? He was already Georgie. What are you going to do? Okay, that's going to wrap up my review of The Prodigy. Go see it this weekend, and I hope they still keep the Child's Play trailer with the movie, because that's something that you guys should see on the big screen. Like I said, I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it, but very hesitant in my excitement for that movie. And now for my random recommendation of the day. It's another Monster Energy drink recommendation, Chaos. Their orange flavor, not Ultra Sunrise, not the sugar-free, full-blown orange, sugar, Chaos love. Goes great with candy, and you know me, I love candy, so it's a great little combo for me. And before we get going, if you enjoyed this review and that little trailer breakdown I did of Child's Play, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, because we always got more coming. Thank you so much for stopping by the Dave Cave. Take care.